Hello everyone and welcome back. In this video I'd like to talk some about the ascension and lies of omission. I hope you guys read my streamer up here about the strong delusion. A lie of omission, not speaking the truth that you know, can be a lie of omission. The Christians have 2,000 years of practice at lies of omission. For instance, the Christians understand that in the first century, every eye saw the Son of God ascended into heaven. Every eye saw that, but they don't never tell anyone that. All they ever do is show people the Bible and only what the Bible says. In the Bible, it only talks about the 12 disciples, or at that time, or 11 disciples at the time, excluding Judas. It only talks about Hebrew people, 12 of them or 11 of them seeing the Son of God ascend into heaven, into a cloud, really. And but they never mention the fact that it wasn't just those 11 or 12 Hebrews, but the entire inhabited earth. Every living soul on earth saw the Son of God when he was ascended into heaven. And God gave the world a great miracle too. He healed all the blind people in the world so that they were able to see it also. Now see, this is a lie of omission. The Christians know that is the truth, yet they never talk about it. So that's a major thing. When you know the truth and you don't speak up, especially when they're in church and they talk about the ascension, and then no one mentions the fact that every living soul on earth saw it, and God gave the whole world a miracle and healed all the blind people so they could see it too. They are lying to the world by omitting that truth. And then you have to ask yourself too, when they talk about the ascension, they talk about it like it was okay that only 12 or 11 Hebrew people saw it. That somehow, even though God had his Son show himself victorious to all the demons, all the imprisoned spirits, all of them in the universe, if you want to use that terminology, and he died for the whole world, and yet he only showed himself to 12 Hebrew people or 11 Hebrew people. Now, why, if God had given his Son for the whole world, why would he not show his Son victorious to all the humans and to every living soul on earth? You see, God was very proud of what his Son had accomplished, and so he gave the world a vision and a miracle in the first century. He showed his Son to every living soul on earth at the time, being ascended into heaven, and he gave the world a great miracle. He healed all the blind people. That's why I ask you guys that when you pray, what we need to do today is to ask God to give the world another vision and a miracle, to give the world the vision of a trumpet sounding so that every living soul on earth can hear it. Heal all the deaf people so they can hear it with us. That would be God behind a movement. Anything short of that is not a movement of God, because God defines his movements for himself. He doesn't need the radio, he doesn't need TV. He can communicate to every living soul on earth through a vision, which is this I wanted back here. You ought to understand this is a depiction of what I call the paradox of consciousness. It's like I've explained to you, everything that we are experiencing really is just data. It's just information. Our bodies are just data, information, knowledge. It's the knowledge of good and evil, and we're trapped in that knowledge. And everything is being manifested for the sake of the spiritual, not for our sake. We're like puppets, in a show, and the only real free will we have is that we can decide what we're going to believe. We can exercise some degree of control over what we believe to be true and to be correct. Do you believe what really happened in the first century? Do you believe that? You should, and it's a lie of omission not to mention that fact. Talk to you guys again soon.